Hello and welcome to another conversation, a lifetime of conversations, no less.
Yeah. Except today, it's just one conversation.
It's
But this is a lifetime of conversations.
Okay, last week, Facebook asked me to authenticate my account,
Okay.
and it said if you don't do it by January 4th, we're gonna shut you down. I was like, all right, yeah, whatever. I was like, up yours. January 4th, shut down.
Okay.
I couldn't sign into the damn thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm
You
like,
didn't
all right.
update.
Well, no, I didn't.
You didn't conform.
I'm disobedient.
Yeah. Yeah. And you got technologically penalized.
Yeah, I got the smackdown.
So you basically got canceled.
Yes, I got canceled.
Fucking cancel culture. Facebook canceled me.
So I'm like, all right, gosh darn it. So
It's not the end of that though. You know why? Because you just click update and everything is okay.
no, everything is okay. I hit update. I did this and that. It got worse.
How?
It's like, what's your Facebook password? I'm like, I don't know.
I don't understand how you don't know your passwords, bro.
I don't know any of my passwords.
You don't have a book. Look, not to like put it out there, but most people have a book, a secret place where they put all of their passwords, right? And you don't use it all the time, but you need it. I have a book filled with probably 100 passwords.
I used to. My computer pretty much.
Nope, don't rely on that. Don't get me wrong. I use Google too, just like everyone else, or Samsung, or Microsoft, whatever your password saver thing is. But there's still a time that you're gonna need it.
Yeah, long story short, every time any app or anything asks me for a password,
Change password.
I'm like,
go to email.
No, I'm like, all right, let me think.
You think?
I rub my hands together like a mad
Like a
scientist.
nefarious genius.
And I'm like, oh, I'll never forget this.
I'm gonna beat them. I'll never forget this.
I'm like, I'll never forget
Yet
this.
they get like tremendously more complex the further we go into the future. Like my passwords used to be like 6 letters, right? Now it's like letters and sentences and numbers and like, you know, asteroids and emojis.
my password could be Robert ? My ass is itchy. Because that day, that's what was going on. I'm like, why is my ass itchy? And
it's fine as long as it's itchy in the future when you need it. You know?
And it wasn't.
Yeah.
And none of them were.
So wait a minute, but then if you just, reset my password, they send it to your email and blah, blah, blah.
No, my phone was locked.
Oh, no.
Because I went to turn on my phone, and it said password. And I'm like, I know all of the other ones except for the actual quote-unquote password. So what I had to do, I had to let my phone die.
Really? Wait a minute. It doesn't. Oh, is it not an iPhone? Is it?
No, it's a Galaxy. So what I did, I turned on my my flashlight, and then just set it down next to me, and it turned to like 3%, and then the flashlight went off, and it said no, too low of battery to let flashlight go. So I'm like, all right, 3%. It can't be that bad. It took forever
to get from 3% down. You should have ran some apps or something in the background, opened up everything you had, and just leave it on the screen.
I couldn't do anything.
Oh, right, because it wouldn't let you in.
Yeah, password.
Wow.
I couldn't shut the phone down. I couldn't do anything.
So it eventually ran out.
It eventually ran out, and I did a hard factory reset.
Wait a minute, but do you lose everything that's on there?
Of course you do.
Oh, God.
But it's in the Google Cloud.
Okay, you Google back up everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so see, there's certain things I don't. Yeah. I put stuff I protect with an SD card. So my stuff goes to my micro SD automatically so that if that ever happens, I don't really care. Yes, the rest is on Google. You can Your apps don't change. Like, you can get Netflix back.
I got my apps. I got my phone numbers, everything. The only thing I didn't get back was my pictures.
Oh, see, that's what I'm saying, the pictures. That's why I have a micro SD card as a folder that's separate. So whenever I do pictures, it goes directly to my micro SD card. So if some shit ever happens to the phone, you just take the fucking micro SD card out.
Yeah.
But
I have my micro SD card, and all my pictures are on Google Cloud.
Oh, so if you only lost the pictures on your phone, not the pictures themselves.
I didn't lose any pictures.
Right. Okay.
I have
good.
Every picture. Yeah. But I don't know how to bring them back to my phone, which I really don't care.
You
Was
have
it
to
a
go
picture
to
of my
Google.
dog eating a candy cane on
You have to go to
Christmas?
Google Photos and pull them back down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass.
It kind of reminded me how unimportant my pictures were. Oh,
yeah.
this is a
I
chicken
guess.
sandwich I ate
Yeah,
on
wow.
Wednesday.
Do you take pictures of chicken sandwiches? I don't.
Yeah, I take pictures of
I think,
everything.
you know what? I'm guilty of one food picture. What do you think I would take pictures of if you were to guess?
Fish.
Well, right, but I'm eating. I'm talking about food.
Oh, my God. I don't know.
What's beautiful, artistic, delicious, and interesting
Pizza?
to eat? None of what you just said right now makes sense to anyone. But
I don't know. I'm stumped.
sushi.
Oh,
Sushi.
Oh.
It's the only food that I find artistically
I had sushi
palatable. Did you? Did you take a picture of it? Because I
No.
would've. I can't help it.
It was $5 sushi from Publix.
Oh, okay.
Every
Don't take a
Wednesday.
picture of it. That's embarrassing.
Actually, they make it right there.
I know they do. I know. It's just, it still tastes. It has that refrigerator. Did it? Okay. Was it packaged when you picked it up off the shelf, or did they make it and then hand it to you?
They made it and handed it to me.
Okay. I always found if you get it from the shop, my wife gets it. The crappy like California rolls that doesn't actually have sushi in it. Well, sashimi, and it always tastes like refrigerator. Like, you know, like the the cold air and the plastic.
Yeah.
Somehow it soaks right into the rice. Drives me crazy.
If you get it
still
right
eat it.
away, it's good.
Yeah. All right. No, fair enough. Fair enough. But anyway. So wow. Yeah. your phone.
Okay. So my phone is dead. People are delivering flowers, and this and that. And I turn my phone on and I press the button and it turns on. I'm like, it's alive. It's alive.
Right. It worked.
So I have to keep giving it CPR until it's actually fucking dead. And then I go online and I hit the buttons to make it like really like do the reset. And I'm like, all right. And I start from 0 and it's like, what's your Samsung password? And I'm like, oh, I know my Samsung password.
Oh, no.
But I don't because I changed it in the middle of this thing being dead. So luckily I took pictures with my computer. So I'm like, all right. So I figured out what my password was. And it's like, all right, we're going to download all your contacts. And I started swiping through it. I'm like, yeah, I got everybody's contacts back. I know everybody.
I know everybody.
I was so happy. I started getting my apps back and everything. The only thing I didn't get back was my pictures. So I'm happy. Look. Yeah, there's my little French bulldog. Right
There he is. Yeah. So technology it kind of kicked you in the nuts. And then, you had a struggle, you limped a bit, you had to wait a day or two, and then eventually you came back victorious from technology.
And then it kind of rubbed my head and it's like, are you okay, baby?
Oh, my God. Did you
Are
download
you
the therapist
okay?
app? Like, did you talk to Chat GPT?
No, fuck that,
did you
no.
talk to Chat? Well, Chat will help you out. It'll walk you through these tough times. Like,
I walked myself through the
I have to be
times.
honest, I was
Dave,
where-
you don't know where I've been. You don't know what I've seen, man.
I know that you need to keep a password book or something, but
I'm gonna do that. Starting with
I mean, I have a family, right? Even there was a time my mother-in-law was living with me for a couple of years when the kid was young, and I had her passwords and the wife's passwords, and then the kids' passwords, because even though they're a kid, they're still connected to yours, but they want their own. So they have their own passwords, and you have to have them. And mine are the most in the book, and there's always like a marker because they're the most important.
I got lazy. I mean,
Yeah.
my password book is like over 10 years old, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Sonic Bids?
What
the hell is that website?
I think you're right. So that stuff, I would still copy it to the new one, just put it in a different section of like
Antiquated.
Right, or like maybe I'll still need someday, right? It doesn't matter how you label it, but you never get rid of any of it because what is our data? Our data is forever, and especially now that we're so integrated with it, you can't forget or miss or change anything without writing it down because we still need physical hard copy.
I actually wrote down all of my passwords, and I gave it to my sister, like the one person that I would trust the most in the world. I'm like, if I ever die, here's all my passwords.
Oh, it's
And she was like, what the
I think it would be easier to bury it in your yard, in a hole in the ground, wrapped in plastic, like
And
a
then
pirate treasure.
and
you
then
know,
make like
a map. Yeah, with like, well, we live in Florida. You put like where the palm tree is 10 steps to the right, whatever, like a little X. That would be easier than trusting my passwords with another human. It's funny.
I know. I would.
No,
trust my
I know.
sister,
I know it's your sister, but still.
implicitly.
It's funny how like we trust our passwords, like you said, with the Googles and the Samsungs and the Microsofts, the autos, and I think what saved the world after. I mean, we still get viruses and people still try to steal our shit because people are assholes and the world doesn't change that way. But now at least you have two-step verification. Two-step verification is fucking genius, because at that point, unless they cloned your phone somehow, you're the only one getting it. And then this way, that's your best protection.
All right. So step 1, I'm dead. Step 2, my sister has to put an eye patch on, wander around my backyard and go, "Arr, I be digging here, I am."
The hardest part is finding the parrot, I have to be honest. There's not that many here.
The parrot is dead too.
Oh, man. Yeah, so you had fun. While you were fighting technology, I was purchasing,
And I won.
I was purchasing new technology. Yeah.
Yeah, I went to the store and I walked in and I showed the guy. I'm like,
Help.
help. And he's like, password. I'm like, he's like, you're screwed, bro. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah. And it's those main ones. It's like someone who forgets their Google password or can't change it and doesn't remember and can't get the email that they used. And like that will fuck up your whole world. Like we were just talking about. All your other passwords are connected through that. There are a few main ones. It's like, oh, here's a good example. It doesn't matter because now it doesn't exist. What was my telephone number in Brentwood, Long Island, New York when we grew up?
516.
Doesn't matter.
2730. I know it. I know it. Huh?
4054.
4054.
Right, 4054. Now, I had yours too, but I eventually made room in memory for things because that doesn't exist anymore. But it's like if you were a kid, didn't have the internet, didn't have anything, you fucking memorized your phone number, right? You memorized your address. There are a lot of kids and people, even people that don't memorize their address or forget it because it autofills. Yeah. And it's kind of funny how like it's a good thing. It made us better.
Comac Road.
Right, yeah. Right.
I'm showing.
Oh, you could say he sold the house. It doesn't even matter
Comac
anymore.
Road.
But
hey, if you go in the backyard, oh, bonsai!
Makes me wonder what it looks like now. I should Google Earth it one day.
It's probably fucking
I don't care.
destroyed.
My poor dad. What he did to the house here in Florida completely quadruple trumped what he did there.
Really?
Oh, in 2 years that he did, I'm making a video of before and after when he bought the house. In 2 years, it looks like the botanical gardens of like. You could charge admission to walk through my dad's yard, and
really?
I'm not kidding. I mean, I don't really exaggerate, but he's insanely talented when it comes to that. But yeah,
like when you were a kid, you go in your backyard and there was like little wooden bridges going across ponds,
all the
bonsai trees, and
everything
shit
was
like
topiaried. Like there was stars and weird shapes and bushes, and you're like who does this? Like,
and it amazes me how. You threw a lawn dart into your swimming pool, and he doesn't remember.
No. We were just talking about that the other day. We were playing those beanbag games you throw in the backyard, and I'm like, yeah, this would be a lot more fun with lawn darts. He's like, yeah. He's like, I still have them. He's got them.
Really?
Oh, yeah. They're probably worth a lot of money. Just the fact that they're the originals. But the problem is that tips are probably rusted and beaten up. Yeah, because we used the crap out of them. No, the plastic is still in good condition. They used a really good polymer back then. Really? I don't know what it was. It was waterproof super polymer, but I've seen them. They're just, the tips are rusted. They're used. We used them. Like, we played the game too, but we also threw them in the air and hoped we didn't get impaled in the eye with them. Yeah. Hence, why they fucking outlawed them. Like, you can't give these things to children.
Right in their head.
Heads, neck, shoulder, doesn't matter.
But
the crazy ones that would lay down, like I'm letting that thing jab me in the nutsack. No effing way.
But we were a lot smarter as kids.
I just think we were less crazier and smarter.
Yeah, like, hey.
Because there's a difference between crazy and stupid.
Yeah. Well, this is what happened in my head. Hey, Dave is about to launch a handheld missile through the air. I'm going to get out of the way.
Right? Yeah.
And hopefully it's gonna land in that hula hoop
Yeah,
that's
that little
20
circle
yards away from me.
covered by the grass that you can barely see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched a couple of videos on like those old toys from the 80s and stuff that was beaten down. I don't know how we tangent off into this, but it's fine. But
I don't even remember where we started.
we started with you and your phone.
Oh yeah.
Your technology. I was trying to transition into something. I didn't have anything.
Well, this is former technology.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if we had phones?
Yeah, everything.
I would have had a video of you throwing a jart into your pool.
Oh man, all the video we do have, and where is it? It's locked on fucking VHS.
Yeah.
VHS, people. I'm kind of cheap, and I don't want to take it to a place and get it like transferred to digital.
You still have it?
Yeah, I still have it. I don't even know if it still works. I mean, it could have degraded all this time. It's almost 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Me and my dad were talking about, renting one of those machines so we can transfer it from VHS to digital. But you don't want to buy the machine because unless you start a business, once you transfer all of the 8 VHS tapes that I have,
That's it.
that's it. What do I do with this fucking thing? So you want to rent it or you sell it. I mean, that's the whole point. I mean, I was ready to just take it to a service but it's
Ladies and gentlemen, we are starting a brand new business where we will take your VHS tapes and digitize them.
Rob is doing that. I want no part. I don't even want to do my own. But
All right, well,
it's the same
fuck
thing.
Dave, I'll do it myself.
You know what? I'm not trying to knock you, man. If you want to start that business, that's all you.
Rob's VHS digitizing service.
But it's worse for me too because even during all the breakdancing we did, a lot of I have probably, I don't know, 30 or 40 hours of b-boy footage locked away on 8mm.
Wow, 8mm.
Yeah,
Those
because it was
tiny.
It was the smaller VHS. Let's just put it that way, right? So it's locked on there because that was the only way you could get a fucking video camera back in the day. There was no digital anything. There was no such thing. Digital cameras held 10 pictures. That was all the memory could hold. Was 27, 283 kilobytes. But yeah, I have tons of that locked away on 8mm. I still have them. It's like the old cassettes. I finally got rid of my cassette tapes because most of them were melting and degrading and they would break and I don't want to fix it. But a mixtape was unique. Like if you made that tape, right, unless you copied it, no one else in the world had that tape because you made it.
That's it.
Right?
That's it.
It's hard digitally now to understand that, but my wife's like, I can't believe you threw them all away. I'm like, what am I going to do with them? Where am I going to even play it on? And when am I ever going to do that? And then I'm going to save them to transfer those
So you threw them
mixtapes.
away?
I think so, yeah. Probably about 10 years ago.
God, I have so many cassette tapes, like Memorex and stuff.
Yeah,
like
sure.
that.
What are you going to do with them?
I don't know.
Unless you have a boombox. Like, I don't even have one of those. I don't have anything. Her car. Her car is the only car that still has a tape deck in it.
So let's take her car and put it in the Hall of Fame and put some tapes
It's not
in
even
it.
that old. It's just the fact that would be my media. That's the only available medium I have for that technology.
Actually, I have my
You're an audio guy. You got to have one.
yeah, my record
Right.
player has the tape machine right there.
My dad's got one too because, I don't know, he's old. And that's what old people do. They use their old stuff. This was really where I was going with this point. I'm moving forward, man. If we're going to go digital, go digital. Back up your shit in 2 or 3 different places, right? Pictures, video, whatever you do, whatever you create in this life. You can back it up in like 3 different places. You can store it on the cloud. Don't give it to Rob because he will forget it and lose it. Apparently.
Lose it. I have everything I've ever owned in my life.
Well, that's kind of funny
I have
too.
cassette tapes of me and Eric farting in microphones when we were kids.
Yeah, that sounds about
And
right.
I have them right now. I can show them to you.
I believe you, and I don't want to smell them, but I'm sure some of that sticks on there.
I don't think that
20-year
transfers,
fart
yeah.
latency. You still have the Jerky Boys? You got to have them, right?
The original ones
Yeah.
that I had when I was in junior high school.
Yeah. Before it went to CD, and that one that we recorded would get passed down to another person that would record it and pass down, and eventually, like the degradation of the quality was so bad because it got copied so many times.
Right.
Yeah, that was the original bootleg, man. It almost felt that way, even though
Yeah, I had the original.
That's
tapes.
funny.
What about the what's the other one? The guy in the 2-bar. You rotten rat bastard.
Oh yeah,
you
that was.
mother-"
What was that from?
That was before the Jerky Boys.
Was it?
Yeah,
like a random. Yeah.
it was a bar in New Jersey where the guy's like, "Hey, yeah, I want."
Oh, we used to call all the time.
Yeah.
They used to prank
I
him
want
all
to
the
speak
time.
to Al. His last name is Alcoholic.
Yeah.
Alcoholic.
He fell for all the dumb shit. That's right. Yeah.
And that's where the Simpsons got their stuff from.
From that,
Yeah.
I would like to research that because that's interesting. Is that really true?
Yes.
Because that doesn't surprise me. How like Bart used to call up Moe.
And did not Moe sound like the guy?
Actually, he did kind of sound like the guy. All
and
right.
he's like,
And
I'll rip your heart out.
I'll rip your heart out through your throat's nostrils.
I'll rip your head off and use your brains as paint when I paint my house or whatever he said. Something like that.
That guy's probably dead, huh?
No. Hank Azaria was the actor that did Moe.
No, not him. The guy.
Red.
The guy who actually took the phone calls.
Oh, yeah. His name was...
He died of liver cirrhosis.
Your mother.
Working at a bar.
His name was Louis Deutsch. He was a Jewish guy. He was a boxer. He
funny.
actually fought with famous boxer.
How do you even know that?
Because I go on the internet and I go into deep, deep holes.
Which... How many other people are laughing right now?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
He actually...
So, Robert, what
has,
you're saying...
There's only 2 pictures I could ever find of him. One of them is just a regular picture, and one of him is with Rocky Marciano with his fists up to
I
him.
can't. You're going to kill me.
Yeah.
Deep
So
holes.
the name of the place was the Tube. T-U-B-E.
It was in
Tube.
Jersey, right? Or something?
Yeah. It was in the New Jersey concourses, and no women were allowed to go in the bar.
Oh, God. What
What
year was that? 1970-something?
It was the early 70s.
Mid-70s, late 70s or something? I'm trying to think. Because they didn't have too many recording devices for phones back then, so you had to...
And these 2 guys were, like, fascinated with this guy because he was, like, a big, tough fucking guy, right?
And that was their fascination to basically harass this poor guy.
And they would harass him. So he would be behind the bar, and when they called him, he would have to walk around this entire bar, go down a couple of steps, walk all the way back, and pick up this payphone.
Oh, it was a payphone?
Yeah.
What do you think they were using, that old suction cup device?
Probably.
Yeah, the one that you suction onto the back of the receiver of the phone and you plug it up to an audio recorder.
That was the first device I ever used
we had one
to record prank phone calls.
It was super low tech, but it worked.
It
worked really well. It worked on everything: pay phones, home phones, like office phones. Didn't matter. Spy tech of the 80s. That's so funny, man.
So they tortured this poor guy.
Yeah. Well, he's famous. He's infamous. Infamously famous?
He's only...
He was famous first, so he's famously infamous. All right, now I'm just confused.
I wouldn't say famous. I would say maybe infamous, but only to people like you and I.
Right, yeah, there has to be a small amount. There's got to be people out there who lived at that time or remembered. That's what I'm saying. If you pass like a mixtape like that, or like even the Jerky Boys, look what happened to Jerky Boys. So we always thought it was like a Long Island thing. Right, but I'm just saying, it was a Long Island thing. We always thought it was very, and then that one, the one friend's older brother passed it down to the younger brother, and then, it was, but then it went commercialized, and then they somehow copyrighted this shit and made CDs.
And they were selling them in the mall.
And they were famous, right? And you're like, but wait a minute. It's, first of all, everything they're doing is illegal. And it's like, secondly, then they had to get all those permissions, even if they didn't. But my point...
I don't think they did.
...was, I think more people know about it than you think. It's just maybe not the kind of people that are going to go out and talk about it.
Yeah.
Or even remember it. But that's funny.
Yeah, I remember when I got the Jerky Boys tape, I brought it home to my house. My mother and my father, right? And my big brother Sal and my little brother and sister, we were sitting in the living room with a tape recorder listening to this thing. And my mom and dad were fucking rolling over, holding their stomachs laughing. And
my dad would have laughed.
And I'm like, I did it. I made my family laugh.
Well, that was even like the guys from Karate. Look what it did. It spawned...
I'll slug you.
It spawned a whole new generation, even if they didn't go anywhere because it kind of died out.
It was Mike and what else?
It doesn't matter who they are. I'm not going to mention their names.
Oh, whatever.
No reason is because they became cops, which is even funnier.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
One is a fucking detective and the other is, I think they're both detectives.
I'll slug you like a child.
Isn't that interesting?
You'll laugh, you'll cry, but most of all, you'll just want to fuck Sparky.
Crazy one-liners nobody understands.
No, you wouldn't know.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. I have no technology news other than getting a new PC. I'm back in the PC game after, oh my God, the last time I had a personal computer was, or any kind of PC, 2005.
Oh yeah.
Wait a minute. No, I went back too far. 2007. Okay, that's really sad.
Okay, that's
No, but I
2
use
years.
smartphones, I use Chromebooks, I use tablets. You know, I went a different route, and I didn't really need the PC at the time. But it's funny, like coming back to it, I realized like I missed it, like the controllability and use of it, and being able to like explore and create. You can't do that kind of stuff without jumping through hoops. With other
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean, I love having phones and tablets and stuff, but what would I do without my MacBook Pro?
No, yeah.
I'd be lost without it.
You'd think you'd have your passwords in there. In like a folder. Or a sticky
I got
note.
my passwords right. Dude, I sat on my couch.
He's pointing to his left nutsack right now. I'm sorry. Just which is where he stores all his passwords.
Hey, do you know what? My right nutsack is where I keep all my really pertinent information. But I'm sitting on the couch. I'm like, all right. I'm like, what was I doing when I was this age? What was my dog's name?
See, this is the problem.
Yeah.
Now you're going to have to change all your passwords.
No, I'm not. Take him, baby. Tomorrow would be my mom's 80th birthday.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, tomorrow, happy
80th
Post.
birthday, Florence. Yeah, she died in 2017. She was 70.
Was it 2017?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I mean it was right around the same time as my mom. It was similar, but a
No,
year
your
difference.
Mom died. Wait.
Year or two, dear. It wasn't that far off. Mine was April. The kid was born. She was like 2.
I was working in season 52.
2009.
Yeah, I was playing piano when you called me.
Yeah. Okay, you remember so.
Yeah. And as soon as I saw your name, I was like, fuck.
I don't. Yeah, I look back to the good memories. I don't remember the exact day and moment and time because that's a sad memory. You want to remember all the good memories.
Well, do you know what? You can't remember good memories without a sad memory.
No, you can't. No, I mean that's I think human nature.
So, David, can you do me a favor? Can you change Patsy's paper?
Oh God. Having a paper train dog, it's like part of your chores.
Yeah. Oh man, remember that time when you fucked with Patsy? You want to go to grandma's or whatever you said? And she went crazy and she thought she was going.
And then we didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
And she probably pissed on the floor because that's what a dog would do. I mean, that's what I would do.
Well, yeah.
Well, it's the same thing. Your parents mess with you. You throw a tantrum. You throw something. You break something. You whatever. It's the same thing.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Yeah. But I think we've exhausted. I mean, I wish I was prepared for that. In a lot of ways, I don't care. I wasn't prepared for a technological story. I don't have any.
Well, me neither. I thought it was
No. It's
funny.
interesting. It's fun because I'm glad to laugh at your mockery of the respect for technology and what it deserves.
And whoever listened to this in their car was probably laughing anyway. So good for you. This is my applause for your laughter.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, that will make that a short one. So I really want to go back to Rob's deep dive into the 2 holes of the internet. And I couldn't. The way you said it, I might make an audio clip of it because it was fucking perfect. I think it might become a meme, but we'll find out.
There's a lot of holes to do.
Okay. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening to A Lifetime of Conversations, and we will see you next time.
All right. And Rob, and don't say it. He's Dave.
Oh.